What's going on, everyone? This is Ericuts for the win. This is going to be my first impressions of Mad Max. I'm giving Mad Max some love today because it is kind of being overshadowed by Metal Gear, because Metal Gear is a huge game. A lot of people were waiting for it and anticipating it, and it came out on the same day as Mad Max. So you know, I was kind of surprised when we were at GameStop and we were waiting for both games, and there was a lot of people actually going for Mad Max, and I thought that's cool. You know, I hope it does well. It's a good game. It may not be amazing or a 10 out of 10 or anything like that, but it is a good, solid game. So I wanted to give you guys my thoughts and impressions on it. I've had about 4 or 5 hours on the game, give or take, and so I think it's enough to kind of give you guys my first initial thoughts. This is not a review, so yeah, this is just going to be my first impressions. So I hope you guys enjoy, and if you're on the fence maybe and you're thinking about buying this game but you don't know what to do, I hope this video helps you. Let me know if you have any more questions. You can let me know in the comment section and I'll try my best to answer those later. But for now, let's just get started with this impressions video. Let's start with the graphics. The graphics are great. I like the graphics in this game. I think they're impressive. There's a couple times where the frames drop a little bit, but it's not terrible. I haven't had a moment where it's really choppy or it's disrupted the combat or the gameplay in any way. It's just been sort of when I was driving or during a cutscene. So yeah, it hasn't been, you know, really bad. Other than that, I think the graphics are great. I've went through one sandstorm and it was awesome. You can see the clouds coming from the distance and hear it growing louder and louder as it's coming closer. It was really awesome. I love the sandstorms in this game. I think that's a good thing for you guys to check out. I'm not sure if I got footage on that. I don't think I did, but if you can, go YouTube it, go check out some footage of that, because it's really awesome to see, especially when you're driving in it and you have your headset on. You could hear it coming and it's kind of scary. You feel like you're there, like it really sounds like a really mean storm, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. As far as anything else, like the audio and all that, music's cool. It gets really intense at times. You can tell when there's enemies around or they kind of come out of nowhere. The music will kind of jump at you when they jump at you. It's kind of cool in that way. I like the music. I think it's great. Sound effects are good, especially with the combat. It sounds really hard, like when you're hitting somebody. And also the voice acting is really done well. So I think they did great in those departments, you know, as far as like the graphics and audio and all of that. Besides a couple of frame rate issues, it's pretty solid. So yeah, as far as the combat and the gameplay, this is where I feel the game really shines. It's kind of like Shadow of Mordor in that way, because if you remember with Shadow of Mordor, the story was okay. It wasn't the best thing in the world, but it wasn't terrible. It was kind of like in the middle. That's how it is for this game too. The story is okay, but it really shines in the combat and in the gameplay. And that's the same thing that happened with Shadow of Mordor. That's the reason why a lot of us liked it, because of the combat and then also the nemesis system. That's the one thing I feel this game is missing. They could have totally did the nemesis system in here with the cars and the guys driving the cars, because sometimes they'll have a really rinky-dink car where you could just blow up in one hit, or they'll have this powerful beast that's like full of like spikes and things like that, and it takes forever to take them down. So I really think they could have implemented the nemesis system here, where they could have had, you know, different tiers of cars, and you know, you can kind of work your way up to like the master cars or whatever, the main bosses, and maybe they'd have like these huge big rigs or something. They totally, I think, dropped the ball with that. They could have had a nemesis system here easily, and I really kind of wish it was there. The more I fight against these cars and I'm like battling against them, there are times where they kind of come out of nowhere and they just kind of bug. I'm trying to get somewhere and I'm like, really? You want to fight right now? I just want to get over here. But if the nemesis system was there and I saw that, hey, that's that one guy, or that's the one that killed me before, then I would totally turn around and want to fight them. So I think, man, they could have really done that in this game. It would have been awesome. I think if they would have did the nemesis system, it probably would have got higher scores, because that's really the main thing that shined so much in Shadow of Mordor. That's what made it get really high scores. People loved that system. I loved it too. I was kind of skeptical at first, but when I played it, it was awesome. So I really think they kind of missed a good opportunity here. I think they could have had the Nemesis system. That's probably my biggest gripe when it comes to like the cars and just the combat and all of that. It would have added some more replay value too, I think. In the end, I'm sure once I'm done with the game, I'm probably going to feel that way. Like, man, I would like to go back and like go after these guys that killed me before, you know? So that's a huge thing that I really wanted to emphasize in this video and point out to you guys that, yeah, they could have really done something really great with that, I think. Kind of a missed opportunity, but nonetheless, I mean, I still think the game is good. You know, like I said, it's a solid game. It's just that they kind of missed some opportunities here. As far as like the combat, let me touch more on that. It's very brutal at times, and it's satisfying. I feel like once you get some combos and you get the fury, because Max, when you get some combos going, it turns into fury mode, and he kind of sees red, and he gets on a good groove, and he just starts hitting everybody. And you know, as long as you don't miss or anything, you'll keep it going. And I think you rack up like probably more points or something, but I'm not sure on that. But you do get to do some finishers, like the body slam. You kind of pick them up and slam them into the ground. It looks like they break their neck. It's pretty brutal, but it's very satisfying. I love it. So I definitely love the combat. It feels hard. It feels like you're hitting them hard. There's some guys where they have really big weapons and they'll swing at you and you have to like roll away and things like that. And then there's other guys, they'll have like smaller weapons and you can take them from them. If they end up dropping it or whatever, you can pick it up and use it on them, and those are really cool to use too. So you can melee and things like that. You can shiv if you pick up a shiv, so that's cool. Other than that, I mean, I fought a few guys already. I went into some camps and kind of cleared them out. I fought one big guy. I guess he was considered a boss, and I beat him, so that was pretty cool. He was kind of hard, took a while. But since my character, Max, he's not so upgraded, I kind of have like the basic moves right now. I just kind of box and dodge, and that's pretty much it. So I'm hoping I can get some like really cool like combos and stuff later. I'm sure I will, because I'm already seeing on Max's menu page I can upgrade a lot of things for him. And same thing with the cars. There's a lot of customization here. So if you guys are into cars and customizing them with parts and scraps and things like that, you'll really like this game, especially if you love the Mad Max world. I think you should go buy this game right now, because I'm not even a big car person and I'm enjoying it. I love, you know, going and getting scraps and bringing them back, updating the car, making it look better, making it faster and things like that. And another thing with the cars that is awesome is that you have weapons. You can snipe from the car, you can have this harpoon from the car, which is the most amazing thing ever. You shoot the harpoon at like these towers that have snipers and stuff, and you can just bring them down by, you know, driving away as you're as the harpoon is like stuck to it or whatever, it pulls it. It's so cool. You can even do it to guys who are in other cars, and you can just rip them out of the car and fling them across the road. Like, it's just freaking awesome. Like, I love using that thing. So yeah, if you really love cars, trust me, you will like this game. Even though it's kind of clunky to use at first, you will get used to it, and it's really fun, really satisfying, and I'm enjoying it. I'm just waiting for my car to get better, because it's really weak right now, and I'm just trying to upgrade it and make it stronger, get some spikes on it or something, have a better defense, because these guys will come out of nowhere and they'll try ramming your car and trying to, you know, jump on there and trying to pull you out and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy, and they're everywhere. You can't really go anywhere, and you know, without being ambushed, and that's just how it is. Everybody's in cars and everybody's out to kill out there. So it's kind of a brutal game, kind of immerses you into that world. And yeah, so I'm really enjoying the game. Like I said, it could use the Nemesis system. I'm really thinking, man, this would have put it over the top. I think if it had the Nemesis system, this game would be a 9 for me, you know what I mean? But right now, I mean, I can't review it, but I'm just saying it's kind of like in that 7 to 8 range right now. It's a solid game, but it could use some more. And I think that Nemesis system would have been perfect. But regardless, this is the game it is, and I think it's great. I think if you really love Mad Max and you really love the movies and you like cars and you like a good action game, this is good. I think it's a good game if you guys want to go check it out or just rent it or whatever you want to do. I'm gonna keep playing it. I think it's you know, it's a good Erica game. This game is kind of like right up my alley. I really enjoyed Shadow of Mordor. Like I said before, I do compare it to that game just in the way that, you know, with the combat, and then also the story, and just how it's kind of a spin-off, because it doesn't follow the movie. I don't know if you guys knew that, but Mad Max doesn't follow the movie. But it is him. It's just kind of like a side spin-off kind of game. So yeah, if you're into that and you don't mind that, because I think Polygon actually complained about that, which was surprising to me. I didn't think anybody would complain about that, but they did. They didn't like that, and they wanted to see Furiosa in there. So since she wasn't in it, they did not like the game. So if you don't mind and that doesn't bother you, then yeah, I think you'll really enjoy the story, and you'll like playing as Max and just getting brutal with everybody. It's just one of those games where the gameplay is what really shines. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. That's my take so far. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're on the fence and you're, you know, thinking about buying it, I hope this video helped you out. Let me know if it did, and thanks again, guys. I'll see you later.